Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. My name is Lillian and I'll be your MC for today. ARCHIDEX Fast Forward is a webinar series focused on the holistic perspective from the industry. Each session brings together collaboration from the industry with renowned architecture and building professionals sharing their experiences from various perspectives, including industry, business, and education, to address current key issues and topics. To our audience, thank you for joining us today. We would like you to do a quick and short survey after this session through the link in the comment section to feedback on the ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. In today's afternoon chat session, we gather around handpicked suppliers from ARCHIDEX Online to speak with a renowned architect, covering topics that revolves around sustainability and green environment, industry challenges, trends along with star products and its application for every project sourcing need. Before I introduce the host and panelists for today, unlike advertised, we regret to inform that one of the panelists, Mr. Eugene from Aqua Solar Technologies in Berhad, is unable to join us today at the very last minute. But the show must go on. With that, we are delighted to have Architect Michael Ching today as our host. Architect Michael is the director of CH&I Architecture Sdn Berhad and Be Green Design Sdn Berhad, both established in 2010. He is one of the 30 under 40s emerging architect in Malaysia in 2011. He is also a member of GBI Technical Committee and the Honorary Secretary of the Malaysia Green Building Council. Joining Architect Michael today is Ms. Rachel Koh. Ms. Rachel is a creative leader and is one of the pioneers in promoting and selling rainwater harvesting systems in Malaysia. Besides being a green conscious individual, she is also the owner of a construction company that also offers the latest technology in rainwater harvesting system and storm water management. Rachel represents Auralite Malaysia Sdn Berhad here, and Auralite is one of the leading companies to design, supply, and install the complete rainwater harvesting solutions at an affordable price. Currently, she is very actively promoting and educating the importance of rainwater harvesting to the local councils, general public, and conscious consumers. She is also the council member of Malaysia Green Building Council, and she is all in to promote green building policies. All right, with that, I'd like to bring Architect Michael on screen with me now. Hi, Architect Michael, how are you today?
Hi, great.
All right, over to you for your presentations.
Okay, can you hear me loud and clear, right? Okay, let's start. Today's topic is on how green buildings provide the foundation towards meeting several sustainable development goals, which what we call SDGs. Okay, firstly, what is SDG? Without knowing this, then susah, you know? So let's define a little bit what are SDG. They are created by United Nations. It's an urgent call for actions by all countries in the global partnership to ending poverty and other deprivations must go hand in hand with strategies that improve health and education, reduce inequality, and spur economic growth, all while tackling the climate change and working to preserve our oceans and forests. Basically everything lah. But I think the most important is global partnership. There's no such strategies before this that involve so many countries and so many parties in order to combat with the climate change and all the strategies that they mentioned. So this is a global thing, and they have a series of targets. In total, they have 17 goals. Of course, they encompass and look into various areas. I'll go through one by one, a quick one. The first one is on no poverty. Second one is zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, green water and sanitation, affordable and green energy, decent work and economic growth, industrial innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable sites, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumptions and production, climate change, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnerships and goals. So these are 17 goals that they created to tackle climate change. Out of these 17 goals, they have 1,034 events, 169 targets, 1,221 publications, 5,285 actions, and so there are many, many things that need to be done. Today, we're not going to cover all. What we are concentrating today is basically what green buildings are providing the foundations. So there are 9 goals that the green buildings are related to. They are the goal number 3, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 15, and 17. I want to go through every single one of them, and hopefully you'll grasp what are the goals that related to green building. The first one, green buildings can improve people's health and well-being. There are 5 areas that we need to look at here. This is a survey done by BASF. The survey says that 90% of our life spent in indoor. You look at it, in the office or at home, 90% of times is actually in indoor. And in indoor, there are 2 to 5 more pollutions indoor than outdoor. Common indoor pollutants include indoor particles, indoor formaldehyde, indoor household odor and gases, ozone, and emissions of CO2. So how to tackle this? In green building, they are designed for better indoor air quality. In short, we call it IAQ. We actually in green building actually promotes more natural ventilation. On top of that, even though they is unable to achieve natural ventilations, like for example, offices, what they do is they actually pump in fresh air so that the CO2 level, the pollutants inside the office will able to reduce with the introduction of the fresh air. The statistics shows, all the statistics that I'm showing today are actually obtained from the World Green Building Council. In the statistic, it shows that green building actually can double the cognitive ability if we have a good IAQ. So which means that we actually can do things much faster. In other words, if you have a good IAQ in the office, your productivity actually increase. Next item is thermal. We know that too cold will use more energy, but also too cold, the thermal comfort actually not optimum. In other hand, too hot is also not optimum. So what the statistic calls that the efficiency actually drops 6% if it's too hot, and the efficiency drops 4% if it's too cold. In the Malaysian standards, the optimum level is between 24 to 26 degrees that suits the climates, the local climates. Anything colder or anything hotter, the efficiency will drop. Next is the daylight. Of course, daylight is, the pre-wall houses, even the kampong houses where we have a shallow plants, there is no dark corners. Every single usable, habitable space daylit. And of course, if you link back to the statistics, World Green Building Council says that we actually have 45 minutes more deep sleeps, more sleeps if you actually have more daylights during the day. The exposure of daylight during the day will actually have makes you sleep more soundly from statistics. The fourth one that influence the people health and well-being is the noise pollutions. Green building, besides the having good better IEQ, better thermal comfort, and improved daylight, is also reduce noise. What they actually look into how to reduce noise pollution from your neighbors and as well as from the surroundings. Statistics shows that the productivity slow down or fall 66% if there's any distraction. All sort of how to call it, pollutions. The graphic shows is merely a graphic lah, but this kind of pollutions happens. But it seems like the boy is enjoying himself. The next one is view. View is equally important because they have a visual connectivity to external, visual comfort, and the statistics shows that your productivity actually increase 7 to 12% if you have a view that looking towards the horizon, looking outside the building, instead of having a room where you do not have a view. So that is equally important to improve all this, encompass the better IEQ and can improve the people health and well-being, and that is how we contribute to the SDG goal number 3. Let's move on to goal number 7. Number 7 is green building can use renewable energy and become cheaper on the run. So basically, what we know is green building, building, not green building, the building and construction industry actually emits 73% of the CO2, total CO2 in the world, the construction. So 3/4 of the CO2 emission is actually through construction industry and the related industry. It's a very big industry. So in order to reduce that, one of the way is actually to reduce the energy consumption source from SEDA. All the source, I actually linked up the logo below, so to acknowledge that the source are actually from there. So SEDA have this source. It's a concept of net energy metering. It's practicing in Malaysia now. What they do is, first, of course, you need to reduce the energy consumption to the minimum, and so we have to choose the appliances where use lesser energy to on the same capacity, same output but use lesser energy. And once we do that, whatever energy that insufficient, we can actually use renewable energy. Solar energy is one of the common use strategy that we adopt in Malaysia because of the daylight that we have. So what they do is we actually harvest the daylight and we go through the inverter and we use it in the house, and whatever additional and unused energy, we can actually net off the energy that we use from the TNB. The rate is actually the same. For example, if you use 5 kilowatt and you produce 5 kilowatt from your PV, and your energies that that you use is 6, so from DNB, so 6 minus 5, so you need to pay only 1 kilowatt to DNB. So that is how you offset the cost by first reduce your energy consumption. Second is to use the solar energy. Of course, as I mentioned, there are plenty of solar energy. This is just one of the concept. This slide is from Eugene. Of course, he's not around today. Basically, is solar energy, solar heater. So what they use is to use a solar heat to heat up the water, and they use it for shower and other means of water, heat water. So next, on the goal number 8, green building actually create green building infrastructures, create jobs, and boost the economy. So from a statistics, green building save US dollar 440 to 500 billion yearly. How they save through reduction of energy, through reduction of water, through saving from all sort of either materials or construction. So total yearly annual saving is 440 to 500 B. There's a lot of money saved. And in addition to that, in overall, green building industry in the global statistics create 18 million jobs yearly. Statistics based on last year, 2020. And RE, which is renewable energy, solar that I mentioned just now, one of the example, alone creates 2.3 million jobs last year. So the green industry actually spurs the economies, and as well as have a lot of saving, and the saving can actually use for other purposes to spur economy. Goal number 9, green building can deserve the spur innovations and contribute to climate resilience infrastructure. Just now is about creating jobs and what are the saving. This is how to spur innovation. We know that World Green Building Council by 2050 is planning to achieve advancing net zero to all buildings. What is advancing net zero? Basically, in 2050, all new building will not use any energy from a grid. In Malaysia term, you do not need to use energy from TMB. How to do that? As mentioned just now, first you need to reduce your energy consumption. That after you use the renewable energy to knock down the remaining energy consumption, had to reach zero. It's a big a movement now. You call it advanced net zero building, and the target is by 2050 to achieve that. 19 trillion investment are used to invest to achieve that. So plenty of opportunity from now to then. We have 30 years to meet the agenda, to save energy and reduce the CO2. Next goal, goal number 11, is green building are the fabric of sustainable and communities and site. We know that there are takers in green building and it's getting momentum. So there are actually communities that group together and try to promote as much green building as possible. Green communities and cities. So there are 4 sectors that they are focusing on. The first one is environmental and economy, which we just mentioned, how to spur economy, how to create jobs, how to reduce energy, how to promote environmental, mention all down. On top of that, they also promotes urban infrastructure, green urban structure. They talk about green transportation, using electric cars, using alternative than cars, bicycles, even electrical mode transport system, electrical mode public transport system. So they look into that. And of course, they talk about walkability and cyclability between the cities, so that you don't need to travel interstates or intercities. The next one is social equity. We talk about how to promote affordable housing. Green building is about social equity, where you do not need to separate the wealth and the poor. So how to live together and how to promote greens together. Green is not for the rich and famous. Green is for everybody. Of course, we will talk about how to have a better governance and have policies working together with the municipal governments to promote governance for green agenda. We talk about initiative. We talk about what are the helps from the government to promote an initiative and an incentive to promote greens, to buy greens into the communities. Currently, the authorities in Malaysia are doing that. I'm staying in PJ, so MPPJ does actually give stamp duty exemptions for certain things, as well as they if tax this cukai pintu reduction if you are green building, assessment reduction. Next strategy is goal number 12, responsive consumptions and production. We'll talk about green building, use circular principle where resources are unwaste. Usually we practice the 3R. I think everybody knows the reuse, the reduce, and the recycle. The circular economy has a bigger picture, has a bigger circle. They still have the reuse, reduce, they call it sometimes repair and recycle. If you look at the chart on the left, circular economy, the dark green above mentions how to reuse, reduce, recycle, and repair. So by doing that, you actually move the recyclabilities to the recycle sectors, recycle center, we call it here, so they don't throw to the landfill. By moving and by recycling and we're moving this recyclability to the sector, what they do is they actually goes back to reproductions. Some of them can reuse it as a material from other projects, or they actually turn it into other product by recycle it. So it goes to another product. And of course, once you reproduct or reuse it, you can redistribute to the market as a new product. And of course, it goes back to the market to consume. So it's the consumption. And the consumptions, after a certain lifespan, it goes back to the reuse and recycle. So this is what we call the circular economy. Is chicken and egg, egg and chicken, chicken and egg, it's just continue. This is what the green building, how do I got that, practice. So what the green building does is they spec material have a life cycle where you can actually recycle them where the building ends. So you can actually move to the recycling sector and then production, distribute, and consumption, and turn it into a new product and reuse again as a new product. Goal number 13, climate actions. Green building produce fewer emissions that helps the combat the climate change. We know that the global warming, the degree is going up, and we have already signed Paris COP to reduce the CO2. Some of the statistics are if we start to practice this SDG, their goal in 2030, if everybody join hand globally to practice SDG, they will target to save 3.4 million tons of CO2 in 2030. And that's equivalent to 1.3 billion of natural resources cost. Natural resources, whatever natural cost, if you save 3.4 million tons of CO2, that is the amount that you're saving. That is yearly. So there's a lot of money and a lot of things to be done, and a lot of saving and a lot of a good deed about practicing green and moving to green communities. Next goal is about green building can improve biodiversity, save water, resources, and to help to protect the forest. First is about biodiversity. A lot of people think that biodiversity is about maintaining the flora and fauna, and maintaining the birds and the bees and certain species between the natural habitats, the forest, the ocean and the sea and the river. Yes, correct. But in the urban setting, nowadays they are called it the biophilic design, where the building will promote the biodiversity between the building. When the building actually use the site, whatever the biodiversity between the site, when they start to do the earthwork, whatever biodiversity between the site, they'll try to maintain. If they're unable to maintain certain degree, what they do is this kind of design, biophilic design, they will have the types of plants that promotes biodiversity between the building to bring back the fauna and fauna, to bring back the birds and the bees between the building, hence promoting biodiversity between the cities, between the built environment. So these are the steps that are taken in green building. So it's not only for the forest, the river, and the sea. Also, in the same goal, we actually save water. Save water, they are just like electricity. To save electricity, there are two components. The first component is to reduce the consumption of electricity, and then the second part is to use the renewable energy. Water, same strategy. The first part is to save water, minimize the shower flow rate, the usage flow rate, minimize the water consumption if it's not necessary, reduce the flow rate, and basically reduce the water as much as possible. And the second part, which is complement to the reduction, is to actually to promote rainwater harvesting. This is a diagram courtesy from Light, where you can actually save 100% of water for irrigation and general washing. So the water that we pay for in here in Malaysia, Shabas, is purely for shower and purely for drinking water, after you filter, of course. The rest of the used water for irrigation and general washing, you can actually save rainwater harvesting. And from the statistics, we know that the capacity can reach 100% now for irrigations and general washing, including washing a car, general washing your WC toilet, even your washing machine. But of course, it needs steps like first flush system. You need steps like filter. So there are certain steps, certain system that you need to practice. Of course, coupled with that, there are strategies where you need, some of them need pump, some of them, like the diagram on the left, on the red color diagram lines. So the rainwater harvesting is actually at the first floor, where you do not need any pumps to irrigate the irrigation on ground floor. Whatever thing on the ground floor, you just use gravity. So these are the strategy used how to reduce the water consumption. The last and not the least, through the building green communities, through the building needs, through the building practice, green building practice, we actually create a strong and global partnerships, and that is the goal. We actually do it. We can't do it alone. We need to do it in global perspective. So on the statistics from the World Green Building Council, the 631 billions are actually allocated to development assistance to help whichever country required. And out of that, 76% has already went to as a remittance to development countries to help the development country to let's work to achieve the SDG goal together. We today, Malaysia, those who champion the organization who's championing the green building and the green cities and in the built environment is Malaysia Green Building Council. So they are adopting these 9 goals to reduce the CO2 and also to promote SDG. They are they are an established member of the World Green Building Council. So they work very closely with the council to promote and to make this SDG successful. So of course, same thing as Malaysia GBC, also one of the countries that apply for the remittance to help the promote sustainability as well as SDG in the country. With that, this is a very simple and very general overview of the 9 goals that the green building provides the foundations to the SDG. With that, hope you're able to grab some from the presentation that I just went through. With that, thank you. Now we would like to call upon Rachel, the Business Development Director of ARCHIDEX, to join us into this session. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Mike, Architect Michael. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Luckily, you didn't say I'm an engineer. Okay. Thank you for your slide. Okay. Perhaps you can introduce yourself and I think Lilian has introduced you, your company, and then subsequent later thereafter we will have a chat on the any SDG that related your company and a general chat, and of course to answer any questions that come from the public. Okay, I'll pass the forum to you now. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Michael Cheng. Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Rachel Kaur. So I'm from ARCHIDEX at Malaysia, Sdn Bhd. So my company, we basically doing rainwater harvesting system, stormwater management, water filtration system, and IT and smart city solutions. So ARCHIDEX was established since 2009 on the rainwater harvesting system and stormwater management. So we are one-stop solution. We design, supply, and install for the clients. And we do tailor-made to meet the client restrictions and constraints, like on the site got problem, like not enough space, not enough budget, or the budget constraint. So our product is actually from the leading and the established company like Graf from Germany. We have rain harvesting from Australia, Bertrami Group from Australia, Handsome from New Zealand as well. And our product is listed in green pages and recognized by GBI. We're also a member of Malaysia Green Building Council, and myself is a Malaysia Green Building Council member. We also register with CIDB, MOF, SPAN, and AS Langor. So we're actually a licensed plumber to do all the rainwater harvesting job. And we also a member for Pertubuhan Sistem Penuaian Air Hujan. So the usage of the rainwater harvesting is very broad. We can go for irrigation, gardening, car washing, laundry washing, general washing, toilet flushing, water supply to livestock, and you can use for cooling tower makeup and use for the water feature as well. In Malaysia, on 14 June 2011, we already said under the UBBL that rainwater harvesting is a must, especially for new CMD, bungalows, and government building. So this is a good move of the government to promote green building and also rainwater harvesting system. The benefits of the rainwater harvesting system is because we provide the alternatives water supply to supplement the pipe water, so we don't have to depend on AS Langor water or the pipe water, because when during this the pipe burst or there's a water shortage, then we can use the rainwater to alternate as an alternative. Then it's a green approach. It can reduce the dependency to the treated mains water. Of course, it can reduce the flood risk because using the storage concept. It's proven by the DBKL because DBKL has made every developer like CMD or terrace house or bungalow must have a rainwater harvesting system. So by storage the water, it can help to reduce the water to be discharged to the drain, and it can help to reduce the flood as well. You can reduce the water bill for the consumer and recharge ground water table, and of course reduce land erosion and flooding, maintain the natural environment and reduce the global warming, and of course alternative water supply during extreme drought seasons. So all these photos that I show here is actually from Malaysia. Okay, this is a water consumption in Malaysia 2016 and 2017. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the latest. So this is the one that I have at the moment, but I have checked with the authorities. I think this figure never changed much according to their confirmation. So Malaysia average water consumption per capita is 201 liters a day, but WHO, World Health Organization, recommendation is 165 liters a day, and we basically consume a lot more than the recommendation. Especially if I must look at the chart, the Penang people, they use a lot of water. I'm not sure because of they have a good food that tends to go toilet a lot. That's why they use a lot of water. So that's why Penang is consumed among all the states. They consume a lot of water compared to the rest of the state. So this is the Malaysia domestic water consumption study. From the slide, we can see that this study is a collaboration between the Federation of Malaysian Consumer Association, FOMCA, and the Energy, Green Technology and Water Ministry, started in 2007 and ended 2010. And the study covered 1,792 households in the country. So if you can see from here, the chart, the toilets can reduce by 26% if you use the rainwater. General washing is 16%. Okay, car wash, gardening, exterior, internal cleaning is under general washing, is 16%. Washing machine is 22%. So if all three add up together is 64%. If all three can be replaced by using the rainwater, and you can save up to the 64% of the water bill. All right. One of the reason Malaysia washing machine, they use up so many water is because they use top-loaded. A lot of people use top-loaded washing machine because it's cheaper compared to the front-loaded. And front-loaded is more saving water as compared to the top-loaded. And this is a Malaysia rainwater quality. A lot of people say, hey, rainwater is no good, rainwater will make my cars corroded, karat, Then I say, hey, look, your car every day is under the rain. So if you use the rainwater to wash your car, you think the car will be corroded or karat? No, correct or not? Actually, Malaysia rainwater quality is quite good. Its classification is classified under class 2B. But it's not potable. Non-potable means cannot drink, but it's suitable to use for irrigation, toilet flushing, laundry, car washing, and general usage. This is the water quality results that tested in the Environmental Laboratory Faculty of Civil Engineering under UTM on 2005. So it said that this laboratory is actually the rainwater pH is 5.58. Johnson say our skin need pH 5.5. So it's not that acidic that people think that will make you botak, will make you bold. So this pH is slightly acidic, and the ammonia, the turbidity is clear, soft. The water is a soft water. The rainwater is soft water. That is why in Germany and in Europe country, most of the country that people, they use the rainwater to do their laundry. Because in Europe, most of the water are hard waters. So they use a lot of soap, a lot of detergents compared to Malaysia, to our Asian country. So that is why they will use the rainwater to do the laundry. And it's light pollution. It's not that bad after all. And what is the advantage of our Oralite rainwater system? It's high quality, durable, and high water yield. You can collect more rainwater. It's a safe design. It's an ADIS proof because our Malaysia is always have a lot of problem of ADIS. So when you harvest the rainwater, you must be careful on the ADIS issue. It's a good water quality, no downpipe blockage. And we also have a minimal design with no or less electrical power consumption, meaning that we do not encourage to use pump if possible. And it's cost effective, easy, and less maintenance. And we have a rainwater backup. If let's say there's no rainwater, then we have a backup for you from the mains water. And our product warranty is 2 to 5 years product warranty. So let's show the video here.
Whee! I'm Aura. Let me introduce the rainwater harvesting system to you. The dark clouds are huddling together. That's my cue. Let's go! The rainwater harvesting system collects the rainwater for car wash, clothes washing, and cleaning toilets. It is even clean enough to water plants in a garden. Firstly, the fallen raindrops are collected through rainwater downpipe. Next, the leaf filter in the system removes debris in the rainwater, such as leaves and branches. There are dissolved contaminants in the rainwater. Thus, in the third step, the first flush of contaminated rainwater is diverted into chamber and will be discarded via dripping method. Once the chamber is full, clean rainwater flows to the custom-made rainwater tank. Lastly, the clean harvested rainwater can be recycled and reused. Let's go green with Aura and bring rainwater back to your home.
Okay, thank you. This video actually created by us 2 years ago during our 10 years anniversary to educate the children, the school, public, what is rainwater harvesting system. It's one of our CSR project, because to do a video is not cheap at all. So this basically is a above-ground system. If you can see, we can have a rainwater system here. The tank can be here, so we do not have to use a pump. But if you put your system here, then you need to use pump to pump back to the system and go to the toilets. You have to go to the laundry and car wash. And this is our filters. Just now you can see from the filter, these are leaf filters and also to prevent mosquito to enter the system. And this is the first flush system. First flush is because of Malaysia is a Muslim country, so we do not want to touch the bird drops. So we want to prevent the bird drops as well. So the first flush in Malaysia is a compulsory system, and the first layer of the roof water, it contains like bird drops, sediment, fine sands, mosquito egg, micro pollutants. All these cannot be filtered by the wire mesh. So you need to use the first flush diverter to divert the first layer of the roof water so that the rest of the water will be cleaned. And this is our above ground rainwater tank. Somebody told me this is like tilam, Actually, this one is to be put against the wall so that you can save up the space. So this is a Roman pillar. It's one of our tank as well. And this, I always call this a zebra tank. It looks like a zebra to me. So it's dual function. You can put plant on top, so it can be a planter box. And bottom is a rainwater tank. And this rocky wall tank as well. It's cool. It's nice, isn't it? And we have this one, the slim tank, this 5-year warranty. And we have the Aura planter tank as well, 300 liter. And we have this tank, 250 liter, 2-in-1. You can use this tank to hang on the wall, and you do not need to use pump. You can reduce the consumption of electricity. And there's an underground system. So underground, basically, because of a lot of household, a lot of bungalow nowadays, when they design, they do not want to have see the downpipe. They want to conceal the downpipe. So when the downpipe is concealed, you cannot see the downpipe. Then you cannot put the filter and the first flush above ground. So you need to do underground system. Therefore, you need to use the pump to pump to your system. Of course, we have some system to prevent mosquito to entering and to improve the good quality of rainwater system. So these are our clients for over the 12 years. Then that's our client as well. So this is our team that we serve for the company. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rachel. Why don't we start off with this question? Just now I talk about the SDG. So just wanted to know which are or is, depends how many goals, SDG goals that your company is implementing both directly and indirectly.
My company, for the business wife, we are actually the goal, the number 6
Goal number 6. Okay.
Number 6, clean water and sanitation. So inside the clean water and sanitation, they have a few breakdown. They have safe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene, water quality, water-related ecosystem, integrated water resources management, and also water efficiency. So I think I'll put under the 6.6 water-related ecosystem. That means that we recycle the rainwater and use it, incorporate in the design so that we can reduce the dependency of the treated water. So we can help the people to save a lot of money and water.
Yeah, up to 65% state reduction. That's how you mentioned. Okay, in your water bill, throughout your journey, 12 years, is there any obstacle in selling this strategy? And if there's any obstacle, what are the strategy used to overcome these obstacles?
Throughout the 12 years, of course, we have encountered a lot of problems. For the first 1-2 years, I still remember we have 0 sales for the first year because that time the government still haven't implement the compulsory of the rainwater harvesting system as part of the UBBL. So we got 0 sales, 0. I still remember.
Eat more eggs.
So you can break the eggs, right? So that's what I did. So on the second year, when the government start implementing the rainwater harvesting is a must, so then the developer, designer, consultants, local authorities start asking us, hey, what is rainwater harvesting? What do we need to do on it? So from there, then we started our journey to educate, we can say we are rainwater harvesting specialists to educate people what is rainwater and to tell people how to design the rainwater harvesting system. But the biggest problem that we always face is the space constraint. So during a construction, you know that everybody are fighting for the space. So architects say, no, this is my space.
Architect talk to you like that.
Cannot. They say that this is my space, not M&E room. You go to M&E room and find your space.
Dangerous, M&E and water together. Okay, never mind. Okay, continue.
So that I will say that the early engagement is very important to pre-design approach. So you don't have to last minute is to find a space where to put the rainwater harvesting tank and where to put the filter system. Of course, our water tariff also is quite cheap, very, very cheap. Actually, it's one of the cheapest in Southeast Asia. There's no return of investment for rainwater harvesting system.
So it's pure CSR to do this rainwater harvesting.
Yes. So unless you own a whole building and the whole building belongs to you, then you change all the flushing system by using the toilets. Yes, then we'll have a ROI. Like for example, Sunway Mall, Pyramid Mall, they use a rainwater harvesting system in the toilets. I think the ROI is about 5 years only, unless you use for that. But if you say solely just for those household, the ROI is very slow. I have calculated before, it's about 22 years. So for a household, but unless you use for commercial, that will be worth the money. So that's why we need to propose to government to give some incentive and the benefit by installing rainwater harvesting. Like you said just now, Architect Michael, you say that you state MPPJ will give a quick rent for discount if you do the rainwater harvesting system. But only MPPJ have done that.
Green building.
Yeah,
if
and
you
also,
are green building.
And rainwater as well. Rainwater and also if you have gardens. Gardens. So you have a herbs garden. So they're allowed to claim to reduce. So at the moment, as far as I know, I think it's only MPPJ has done that far. And also MPPJ has done some school, CSR for the school. They install some rainwater harvesting for the school to educate people as well. And now they start to know about this. And the third problem that we have facing so far is because we do not have a good guidelines for design the rainwater harvesting system. Beside DBKL, DBKL state clearly for terrace house, you must have 1 meter cube. rainwater tank. Bungalow, Samedi, you must have 3-meter cube water tank. And if you are building a commercial high-rise building, hospital, or school, you need 30% from your site storage requirement. That means 30% from the OSC tank. Then you convert into rainwater tank. Beside DBKL, I do not see many other authority have an enhanced guideline. So they just say, you do a rainwater harvesting system enough lah. So I will ask, how many liter? Up to you, you know. So it's like a lot of people, they do just want to pass only, want to just get the CCC out. So that's why we need to engage with the local authority, like go via with Malaysia Green Building Council to update and to improve the guidelines with the municipal hall and as well as the governments. And of course, our problem of is lack of exposure to the public. How important is the rainwater harvesting? When we have no water, like Malaysia Malaysia, not Malaysia Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, we only have no Klang Valley area, no water. Then they will say, we should have done the rainwater harvesting system. Then suddenly our inquiry will go up. After the no water issue has gone, then the inquiry go down. So expensive to do rainwater. Not worth it you know. Our water bill is only 20, 30 ringgit, but to do a rainwater harvesting is 1,000 plus 2,000. You know, not worth it. I don't want to do already. So a lot of people after that thing they will not do. But some of my friends, they have done for their household, say they use for the toilets. So they said during drought season or during no water season, they managed to flush the toilet. That is very important because they don't want to make a big business already, boom already, then they cannot flush. See, so that also help a lot. I mean, if you use the rainwater for the toilets lah.
Okay, I think time is running out. So I know there are more strategies that you adopt, but in general, I just wanted to wrap it up. When designing for rainwater harvesting, I think is in designing green buildings is always start from zero, start from day one, when the architects and engineers design for their spaces. By incorporating the rainwater harvesting system into the building, that will save of where to place the tanks and all that stuff. And also just to inform that if failing that the authority has guidelines and you don't know what to do, there's always, you can refer to GBI, Green Building Index. In Green Building Index, they actually calculate the water usage based on the usage of the building. How many people, what are the areas that you need to irrigate, what are the areas that you need to wash. Then they will calculate the water usage per meter square. And from there, you can actually design the capacity of the tank. That will be based on the capacity used and design accordingly. With that, thank you very much, Rachel. We'll pass the forum back to Lillian because we have only 1 more minute. Anything else you want to say in 30 seconds?
No, thank you.
Okay, Lillian, back to you.
Thank you so much, Architect Michael and Rachel. That was really an awesome sharing about the SDG goals and also the rainwater harvesting. Okay, right. That's all really about all the time that we have for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. We would now like you to take a quick and short survey through the link in the comments section to feedback on ARCHIDEX Fast Forward webinar series. We hope to see you all again in the next webinar session, and we hope to keep in touch with all of you. Till we meet again, thank you so much. See you soon. Stay safe and bye-bye.
Usually you will say subscribe. Let's click the link here, subscribe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.